Hi YouTube, how is everyone doing? Welcome back to another video. So if you guys are like me who have like very thin to no edges and want to still do a full sew-in, no glue whatsoever, stick around because you're gonna need to see this. So guys, this is the braid pattern that I chose. This is the braid pattern that I always choose to do my sew-ins. As you can see, I don't really have any here along these two sides. It's very thin right here. So it's always a struggle for me with my closures, but today we're gonna do it because I want to put weave in, and I'm not doing a leave up because my hair is 4C and it's short. It doesn't blend at all with this. So in my hand I have 4 bundles, 2 14-inches and 2 12 inches. I also have a 12-inch closure. Came with baby hairs, so you guys can customize that however you want it. So I'm just applying the foundation right now to the mesh on our closure. So now I'm done doing that. I'm just gonna seal it in there with some Got2b spray. Okay, I'm done. And now I'm gonna use a blow dryer to dry this one. So this is dried. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut the excess lace now. I'm not gonna do it after I sew it because I'm doing my hair myself and it's just easier for me to do that. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So now I'm gonna measure how much of the lace that, as you guys can see also, the hair in front where these 2 braids are, it's a bit thin also, and the idea is to get the lace like right on the hairline to match your own hairline, right? Like this. And then that will make those braids like they're sitting right here. So I want the lace to be done, and I do not want to use any glue because I really can't deal with when that glue start lifting up and looking weird. And then I'm not planning to cut the closure off to clean it to sew it back down. I can't deal with that. When I do take the closure out is when the entire hairstyle is coming out. I'm just gonna sew the closure down where it meets with the end of that short braid right there. I'm just gonna put 1 stitch right there, like so. Okay. Sorry guys, don't feel like I'm all up in your face or I'm forcing you guys to be all up in my face. That's not it. I just want to show you guys what I'm doing here. Alrighty. So I get that down there. Get it down. I'm gonna pull the other end of the thread because I hate when it does that. And this thread is very, like, it's hard to break, but it's so easy to be tangled up. Okay, so I believe that I got the both ends pulled there. All right, so this side is down, as you can see, and then I'm just gonna stretch it to see how it's gonna be on the other end. Right, I'm gonna give it a little more stitch there. Same thing is happening again. Try to be entangled, pull, pull, pull. All right, so that is secure right here on that short braid. And I'm gonna make a knot right here. No, I'm not gonna make a knot. So it's secure right there. As you can see, center to center. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna begin to sew along this way. So I'm gonna start from a little bit down from here, because I want it to also be stiff, because I want it to lay down on my head very stiff. Okay, so I'm gonna start to sew around the perimeter of the closure and go halfway back to my head. Sew that down there. Okay, I'm feeling the pull I want. All right, so when you get to the middle here, where there's nothing really to sew the braid onto, we're still gonna go in with the needle and make a loop just to keep that down, prevent it from sticking out. We make a loop, we'll pull the thread through like so, and then we can move over to that other braid. All right, remember to line up your closure properly, keep it straight, keep it from twisting all over the place. If you get a pin, a clip or something, it's better if you clip it down. I'm done with this side. This is what it looks like. And I did it till halfway in the back right here. And now I'm gonna just do the same exact thing on the other side. So this is how this will look after I get this part down. So I've secured that knot there. What we're gonna do now, we're just gonna sew right around the perimeter of this closure. So in this part that does not have, sorry, I think I was too close. In this part right here that does not have any braid for it to sew down on, we're still gonna sew the closure in the spot there. Okay, we make a knot there. And now we're gonna attach it onto this braid. And pull. Remember, the goal is I don't want any glue. I don't want to use any glue. What's happening? So I'm done sewing the closure right around, and now it's for the challenging part that I was talking about. So this is what we have so far. I've already sewn the closure around, starting from where I have the short braid, the two short braid in the front. So now we want our closure to lay flat in the front right there. So what I'm gonna do now, for you guys to see better, I'm gonna just put these here away. I think this clip might be better than that one. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is exactly where I would like this closure to lay down, but unfortunately I do not have any edges, as I said earlier. So we're gonna try to make this work, because this is the hairstyle that I want. I want to put weave in and not no braids right now. I want weave. So we're gonna make this work somehow or the other. So guys, this is what I would do. just in case if someone has the same problem and they want weave also, they can try this. So I'm gonna knot one end of our thread this time, like so, okay? And then center to center. And I'm gonna start sewing. I'm gonna just push the needle through right the end of the closure. Pull that through. And guess we're gonna go with it. Where were you gonna go? Look, you see? It would never work for me to, you see I have no hair. Some people have like a very full hairline that comes over there. But mine is normally fuller than this, but still not as full. I have like gaps in both. These two sides always have like a gap there. I don't know why, but that's just how my hair is. So we're just gonna work with what we had. I'm gonna go back through a second time with the needle through the knot. And that's why I didn't want to cut off that thick part of the mesh, because this now, what I'm gonna do here is gonna put a little bit of a strain on the mesh, so we needed that thick end. Okay, so now we have that. I'm just gonna do it a third time, just for security and for it not bursting and pulling out and so on. And I did it again. And now this here, this thread, we can't sew it here because there's nothing here, so we're just gonna go over and I'm gonna start sewing it right here on that braid right there. Pull that needle through. Okay. Let me just keep holding this side so that you doesn't pull too much of it over on that side. So pull it as tight as you want to, which is what I'm doing now. Okay, because I want it to just lay flat. I don't want to use any glue or anything. Okay, so this is how I would want it. This is the tightness I think is good for me. Okay, I'm still gonna squeeze my finger down here to keep that from not moving, and then I'm gonna move over this side and press my finger down on the thread so that oh, it's sliding. Put it back. Okay, pull it. Okay, I'm pressing. Oh no, it's sliding. So slippery there. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to press my finger on the thread over here so that it doesn't slide, but it's not working. So I'm just gonna do this, another knot, pull the needle out. As long as I make another loop, it's gonna keep the thread steady, and that's what we want. Okay, so there we go. That is what that looks like. So our closure is laid down there. And I'm gonna do it again from here. And I'm gonna attach it to the end of the closure once more. Okay? So pull that thread through. And you have to really hold the thread in place because it's a bit slippery there, slidey. The thread is not cotton, it's nylon. I choose to use cotton nylon because it doesn't dry out your hair, suck out the moisture. All right, so that's secure, it's not moving from there. Now we're gonna go through that closure there. All right, and that's what that looks like. Now I'm just gonna put it down at the bottom again, pull it, and we're gonna just make a knot. This is not a thread, it's just the hair hanging down. So this is what it looks like. That's the only option if we're not using glue and we don't have any hair on the sides. That's what else can we do? I've seen methods where people put the elastic band around there, but I don't want all that on my head, honestly. I don't want my head to be feeling so, like, you know, like I have so many stuff on it. Like, I don't want that. The weave and the braids and whatever is just enough. So we're just gonna secure that thread and knot it and cut it off. Knot the thread again, and now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the opposite side. And just for the purpose of people who might want to use this method to understand, I'm going to explain again for this second side, okay? All right, so here we have right to the end of the closure. So you see that thick part where this thick part where they fold it to secure the end? We need that. That's why I didn't cut it off. Okay, because I could have cut it and just made it to fit those two braids I had, but I did not. All right, so we're gonna put the needle through the end of it. And we're gonna do that about 3 times before we push it into the braids below. So we did 1 time. All right, so that's 1 time. 2 times. I'm just doing it like this because you know that one braid could cause so much pressure on that mesh. So I'm trying to avoid all that. We don't want to be walking down the street and then something just pop and all of a sudden our hair is just slowly just, you know, lifting up. Just that would be so embarrassing. I don't want that happening to me. Okay. So we're done doing that. Now we're going to pull this as stiff as we want it, as stiff as you desire. You're gonna pull it and we're gonna sew it down right here on that braid right there. Okay, so all right, so after you would have pulled the needle through that braid, you see it is gonna be very loose and very easy to move. So you're gonna pull it as desired. I want mine to lay all the way down because I'm not wearing. Okay, so you pull it all the way down and you hold it there just to secure. You do this how you want it. Okay, it's kind of slippery for me, this thread. Pull it, okay. So you push the needle through right here because we're trying to secure that so it doesn't keep sliding all over the place. Still sliding while I'm doing this. Okay, let me pull it before I pull that one knot. Pull, pull, pull. There we go. And then you do that till you feel it stops sliding. Pull it through until it's no longer sliding the closure, so that you know the closure is there, secure the way you want it. Okay, let me pull through. All right. So now we can go ahead and we can make another knot within the closure. It doesn't have to be exactly where we did the first 3, but close next to it. So down there, and then we're gonna put it into the braid. Into the braid. And these are for extra security, and that we don't have too much pressure on one end of you know, the closure. As you can see, the braid is pulling up, which would happen because it's a bit tight, but it's up to you guys to do it how you want it. I just want my closure to lay down there as if it were glued down, and then it's gonna last longer. So that's my goal. I am doing it like that. I pull it, and I'm gonna just tie this off, secure it, so I can tie it. All right, guys, I hope you understand. I hope I'm being clear. I know that some people who might be watching is probably from a different country, different accent and so on, different words that you use to express yourself. But I hope I was very clear and then you understand. And that you understand, sorry. Okay, the needle came out. I'm just going to retread it. And this hairstyle can last you for a while without lifting up or anything, and without bothering you to like say, oh, let me go get somebody to, or you have to do it yourself. Let me take my hair down so I can take the closure off and redo. With this method, there'll be no redoing. Okay, so we are done with the closure. I'm just going to show you guys how it looks like. Okay, so this is what we have. After I'm done, I can put more makeup, touch up, try to conceal that closure, the edge of it just a little bit more. But you see how flat that is? Let me put my head. Okay, let me just tilt my head back You see? Tilt my head back, you guys can't see anything underneath there. You can't see underneath. So guys, I'm done sewing everything completely. The hair is looking a bit crazy. I'm just gonna tease it a bit with my hands. So now I'm gonna just try to trim it up a little bit. Now I'm gonna just add a little bit of water, mix with some mousse in there. You combine the two. Get those curls to look more defined. So there you have it, guys. That is how you get your closure to still look nice and neat even when you have no edges. So thank you guys so much for sticking around, for watching this video. And again, have a good day, a good afternoon, a good morning, a good week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.